It began with laughter. Admiral Verkash of the Zentari Dominion stood aboard his flagship, the Crimson Eternity, eyes locked on the dusty surface of Eos 3, a small, newly terraformed planet nestled in a minor system on the edge of the Orion Arm. Reports had come in that humans had colonized the world with less than 50 personnel. 50. That was no military force. Not even a defensive perimeter. Just a handful of domes, a communications array, and supposedly a shuttle or two. The perfect opportunity for a show of dominance. The Zentari had spent centuries crafting an image of military might, their fleets vast and polished, their soldiers genetically perfected for war. They crushed resistance, not because they had to, but because they could. This human outpost would be no different. Verkash's second-in-command, Commander Tyrene, smirked beside him. Recon data confirms minimal defenses. Permission to deploy 2 battalions for planetary control and population suppression. Verkash scoffed. 1 will be enough. Let's not waste resources. They're colonists, scientists, engineers. At most, they'll have pulse rifles. Drop the Legion of Flame. I want this over before sunset. 20 heavily armed dropships descended in formation, casting long shadows across the Eos 3 sands. The transmission went dark. The soldiers of the Legion of Flame didn't send back standard tactical updates. No acknowledgments. No status reports. Silence. Verkash frowned. Another transmission flickered in. Blurry. Static-laced. But the voice came through. This is Commander Vrawl of the Legion of Flame. We've encountered resistance. What kind of resistance? Verkash barked. There was a pause. Unknown number of enemy combatants. Stealth gear. Precision strikes. Guerrilla tactics. We've lost 7 dropships. Half the battalion is down. Requesting immediate evac and reinforcement. The transmission cut with the sound of an explosion. Verkash's spine stiffened. Impossible. They had 50 people maximum. Another officer turned, pale. Sir, incoming report. Our satellites show heat signatures consistent with heavy combat, but there are no signs of large-scale human troop deployment. No ships, no armor, just scattered movement. 12 or so signals, extremely fast. Too fast. Run that again. Only 12 confirmed humanoid signals. The rest aren't human. Autonomous drones? Unknown tech. In truth, they weren't drones, not in the traditional sense. Back on the surface, a figure slipped through the shadows between the burning wrecks of alien dropships. Corporal Jenna. Ruiz tapped her comm. Team Ghost, check in. Delta here. Counting 5 more down. We got Tyrex armor salvaged. Running thermal confusion. Kilo here. We raided their comms. They think we're a platoon. Let's keep them guessing. Tango reporting. Got eyes on a command drone. Uploading virus now. Target their orbitals next. Jenna grinned grimly beneath her visor. A recon team. That's what they were. Just a 12-person unit, deployed ahead of colonization for resource analysis and environmental scanning. Not soldiers. Not really. But they were human. And that changed everything. They were trained on Earth's death world terrains, forged in cold, jungle, desert, and void. Each member of Recon Team Ghost had survived training regimens most species would call suicide. And when the Zentari came, guns blazing, they'd made the worst mistake a superior force can make. They underestimated humans. By the end of the first day, Verkash had deployed the full Legion of Flame. By the end of the second, they'd lost it. Scorched drop zones littered with twisted wreckage. Soldiers gutted in ambushes, lured by sounds in the wind. Mines made from local minerals. Hacked equipment turned against its owners. Then came the psychological warfare. Screams and Zentari voices on their own comms, looped and echoed in whispers. Phantom sightings in infrared. Whole squads reporting hallucinations before they disappeared. Human recon wasn't just about gathering information. It was about disrupting the battlefield. And they were artists at it. On the third day, Verkash's flagship was hacked. The bridge screens erupted in chaos. A video played. Jenna stood with her helmet off, staring into the camera with dark, Fierce eyes. You invaded a planet marked for peaceful colonization. You brought an army against civilians. And you failed. Do you know why? She leaned in. You thought we were soldiers. But we're not. This is just recon. Imagine what happens when Earth sends a real force. Static, then silence. Verkash staggered back. This is absurd. 12 humans did this? 12. Tyreen whispered. What if she's not bluffing? What if they were just a recon team? The full weight of the realization settled in the command chamber like cold iron. Elsewhere in the darkness between stars, Earth's High Command received a report from Recon Team Ghost. Mission log attached. Casualties, 0. Enemy losses, 2 battalion confirmed destroyed. 3 additional battalions demoralized. Flagship infiltrated. Orbital fleet compromised. Recommended action. Deploy Phase 2 of diplomacy fails. General Marcus Reed, commander of Earth's Outer Expansion Forces, read the report in silence. Then he chuckled. All this from a recon team. Hell, what were we even needed for? Still, protocol demanded a response. Within hours, a single Dreadnought-class vessel, EHA's Gravemind, entered EOS 3 space, broadcasting one simple message on all frequencies. This is Earth's diplomatic response to unprovoked military action. Cease hostilities. Surrender all vessels, or face the full weight of the empires of humanity. The Zentari fleet didn't respond, but it didn't resist either. It turned and fled. And in that moment, the galaxy realized something far more terrifying than a powerful Earth army. They realized Earth had changed. It no longer reacted. It prepared. It sent recon, then followed with diplomacy backed by cold, calculated power. No firestorms. No wasted effort. Just efficiency, precision, and silence. Rumors spread. Whispers of a single human team holding off entire legions. Of Earth's fleets watching from a void, unmoving, waiting. Of quiet steps that shook empires. For the first time, alien civilizations stopped mocking humanity's reckless exploration. They started fearing its patience. And every admiral, emperor, and chancellor across the stars looked over their shoulder, wondering, if that was just a recon team, what happens when the humans really go to war?